Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Leave a like on this video if you find anything helpful. Today's going to be an in-depth exercise that you can do in-game to help improve your aim on Apex Legends. This is both helpful for mouse and keyboard and controller. Now, I just want to be upfront, this is not 100% my original idea, but it's definitely my own unique take and twist on the exercise that I learned from others. I did my best to apply the logic into Apex Legends, specifically with utilizing Watson fences, because while the test range is available, it definitely has its shortcomings, especially with targets being too large, so it's really hard to practice your precision, and also unable to snap right back to the prior target because, well, they go down in the test range or they have a limited amount of health. I brought in a very good friend of mine named Kaiser. He's from the Omni crew over on Battlefield, and he wanted to provide some history on the exercise and also what he learned. I want to showcase in the background some of his footage of this exercise that Kaiser has been very kind to share from the Battlefield franchise. And if you don't know, this is also where I got my start in FPS games. Kaiser is such a good friend of mine, and I cannot speak highly enough about him. We've stayed up countless nights talking about aim, life, and we're just vibing and gaming together. His target switching is just stellar and leagues even above mine, as you can tell from the footage in the background, or even his tracking. I want to highlight Kaiser had not done this exercise on Apex Legends. He had been very busy with his job when recording this. He was still very kind to help and provide his insight though, and I really love him so much for it. His Twitter's in the description. Show him some love and let him know if this was helpful. He's a genuine dude, and if you have questions, I know he's willing to respond. Now, the steps of this video is we're going to explain what the exercise is in game. Then Kaiser's going to provide some brief details on what started the idea, his thoughts on what helped him from the exercise, and then my own personal input on the exercise. Let's dive in game first and explain this exercise in detail and why it's helpful. Now, for this exercise, what we're going to use is utilize Watson fences. What you can do for this exercise is utilize different weaponry, and the thing is, with utilizing different weapons is that you make this exercise difficult or easier depending on the weapon you utilize. You could definitely be more difficult using an R99 versus, let's say, a Rampage. For today, we're just going to use the R301 to start with. Remember that I highlighted the downside when practicing against these targets is that they're quite big, and the problem with having a large target is that this does not help with precision and helping your aim. Well, you can use a smaller target here, but the downside is that the targets do not stay up, and while you can snap between targets, you have to wait for them to snap right back up. So the solve that I have, because there's not much that you can shoot in the arena outside of some of these various targets, is utilizing Watson fences. Now I have the gen, you can use it to climb up top to give yourself some positioning to make it feel not so overwhelming. You can use it at an angle here, and you can stand on top of it. And if the audio is a little too loud for the gen, you can just be sure to turn your volume down a little bit. So what we're going to do for the exercise, we're going to put fences in various areas to snap to. Now the plus side is that you can see these fences on your screen through various objects, especially because, you know, they're your fences, so you can see them. And then also when you shoot these fences, they make a little noise. You can hear the feedback to let you know that you hit your respected target. You can change this exercise by adding attachments or removing attachments depending on what you want to do. You can move these targets further away, you can move them closer. You can make your own exercise in terms of making sure you have precision targets, or you're maybe focusing more on widespread flicks. This is all dependent on what you're trying to work on, but at least now you have a way to create your own little exercise. So if I hop on top of here, and let's say I were to snap between two targets, and keep in mind this is live without me warming up, then you can snap between them. You can also make this a little bit easier to do if you want to have more of a close range effect. You can move them closer. Let's see, we put one here, put one here. So it depends on how much you're working on with your flicks to help you improve. But this plus side is as you're snapping, you can get closer and work on your flicks and kind of flick back and forth. And you can change it to single fire. What you're trying to do is focus on speed versus precision. And as you keep snapping between these targets, you'll continuously build a lot more control and consistency when utilizing your mouse. And if you're using a controller, yes, you don't have aim assist, but as you keep shooting the various targets and improve, you'll only get better and better as you keep practicing this. So I highly encourage everyone to do this exercise. It's a lot of fun. I can definitely just sit here and chill, pop in some music, you know, or chat with a friend and just keep snapping between targets. I'm going to highlight some better footage in the background of me doing this because I'm doing it as a tutorial at the moment. So let's segue next to where Kaiser's talking about the history of this exercise and the benefits that it brings. Before I segue to Kaiser, I just want to highlight quickly how this exercise is similar to the Battlefield one. In Battlefield, what you normally do is target switch to a very specific angle or corner or object. The solution I'm providing here is utilizing Watson and her fences to replicate this in Apex Legends. And again, why I jump on her gen or ultimate ability is to provide height to get different angles, so then you can utilize, as if it was an aim trainer in game. Alright, so let's segue to Kaiser again.
A good friend of mine, OmniNept, introduced me to this in Battlefield 1. I carried it on over to Battlefield 5 as well. I think the biggest thing I learned from this exercise was to set reasonable goals for yourself. It's one thing to want to be one of the best aimers out there, but you have to be realistic with yourself and where you are right now, and then build up to where you want to be.
Alright, so to provide some closing thoughts on this exercise, just remember to be creative. You can place all these fences in unique ways. It's like creating your own in-game aim trainer. Remember, this is to build up your precision and mirror with speed, so when you're snapping between various targets and angles. So if you have a hard time doing 180, well then put the fences in between each other. You can stand further in if you'd like, and you can get height, you can put your gen up, or you can be further down if you'd like and get some distance. So there's a lot you can do with this exercise. You can place it in different areas on the map and really help you, just because when you hear that feedback in terms of the Watson fence, you can really tell if you're hitting your target or not, which gives you a lot more feedback than, let's say, normally hitting the target against the wall. That audio feedback is really key, and it really sounds like you're hitting a Pathfinder, for example. So that's my closing thoughts. I hope this video is helpful for you guys. I hope you guys come up with some unique ways. Love to see some of your footage of you guys snapping between targets. I know you guys can probably do better than even me, for example, doing this. I definitely need to spend more time doing this in game. I came up with this recently, just staying up at night, and I was like, man, this is a perfect way for me to improve in game. And I just wanted to share it. So if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. Happy Thanksgiving for those that are watching on, Thanksgiving for today. And if it happens to be the next day where it isn't Thanksgiving, I just hope you have a great day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.